What's going on, everybody? Coming to you today with something a little bit different. I have been asking a question on internet forums for a little while, which is, can you put the 5-speed gear set from an Accord transmission into a 6-speed Type S RSX case? No one has been able to answer this question because I'm assuming no one has really ever tried to do it in the way that I want to do it. People have oftentimes put the 6-speed gear set into this case, into the Accord case, but no one has tried to go the other direction. But for my particular application, my turbo car, I really need less gears and longer gears because I'm trying to go drag racing. So the least amount of shifts, that's better, and a lower gear ratio, which is what this has, is just opposite of what we need. I need a much higher gear ratio so that there's more distance in between the gears. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna tear apart this transmission. I'm gonna take the stack in its entirety, shift forks and all, and try to just transplant it straight into this transmission. As far as I can tell, you should be able to do that. Common problems you would have would be like, the speed sensor for this one is off of like one of the shafts in here, probably off the counter shaft, right? Whereas on this one, it's on the final drive. So I don't have to worry about any of that. The final drive gears are the same, so as long as I swap the whole stack, I should be fine. And originally I was going to try to make this transmission fit the car, but it's just a little bit longer in this area right here, and it causes it to pretty much touch the subframe, so it's almost a non-starter. Also, all the good aftermarket billet bell housings, things of that nature, are all off of this transmission case. So it's real important that I utilize this layout with this mount design. It just makes everything so much easier and parts easier to attain. So we're gonna go with this one. I'm gonna start by tearing this one all the way down, getting everything apart, getting a good look at it, and then we'll move on to this one. That way I figure if I mess anything up or lose anything, it'll be on the one that doesn't matter. Just side note, I've never done this before. I've never even seen the inside of a K-Series transmission. I've seen the inside of a B-Series transmission twice. Once a guy helped me, once I did it on my own. So the extent of my Honda manual transmission rebuilding is one time. I didn't do any research or anything before this. All I did was simply look up what bolts I had to take out to be able to split the case, right? It's got a reverse idler that has to come out. Other than that, it's just the detent, shift selector, common stuff you would use to take apart any manual transmission. So we're gonna learn together. And while I'm breaking this down and taking all this stuff off this, I'll explain to you why I have this transmission and why I'm doing this instead of buying a gear set and anything like that. But there's a reason for all this, and it's not just because I'm broke, but that is a big part of it. So let's go ahead and get started tearing this on down, and I'll tell you more of the story as we go. Here we go, busting down these two transmissions. They actually came apart really easy. The RSX trans had obviously already been apart once before, and the Accord trans was just really clean, so it came apart real easy as well. The reason I even have this trans, it came in a deal. I bought a K24A2, this Accord transmission, a few other swap parts, flywheel, clutch, and a whole bunch of other stuff, all together as a bundle for $800. At the time, I thought I didn't even have the RSX transmission. I was going to try to possibly use it. Like I said earlier, it didn't end up working out. I had to buy this RSX transmission. And so the goal always from the start was to be able to have this Accord gear set in here some way, somehow. I knew the 6-speed was probably going to be too short, and I don't have the money for a dog box. I don't know if this car will ever get one, but it certainly won't anytime soon. So this was the best solution I could come up with, and I already had the gear set. So let's go ahead and see if this plan's going to work. I put it all together and checked it before I glued it. I just wanted to make sure everything was good. Had to put another spacer in here to get the clearance right on all this. And then I also went ahead and swapped to the Type S forks. Because the shift selector is going to be the Type S shift selector, I got to look and the forks are almost identical. The only difference is like right in here and how this reverse actuator functions. But the reverse actuator is shaped the same on the other side. So I just swapped to the Type S forks. Everything seems to be fine now. So now I can go ahead, glue it up, and lock it down for the final time. It did go through all the gears before. The only problem was it didn't want to go into reverse because of how this was sitting down here. But now that we got that fixed, should be good to go. So, change of plans. I did all this on Friday right before I went home for the weekend. I wanted to wait and come back. I cleaned it up a little bit. That way I could come back, clean it up real well, silicone it up, seal it up while I wasn't in a hurry. Well, over the weekend, I got looking and I decided, you know what? I don't want to do this again for this transmission. Let's just go ahead. I splurged and I got an LSD. It did not have an LSD in it because it has the crossbar through it. If you can't see through the metal, that's a crossbar that the spider gears are running on. I don't know why I didn't think about this sooner, but I mean, it was obvious once I was able to lift it up and look at it. It's not an LSD. So I got a helical LSD for it. I got a set of bearings as well because I'm not confident in my ability to remove these without destroying them. And the only thing that I have to get off this differential is going to be the VSS ring gear. The ring gear, not this one, but there's another one on the bottom of it. I'll show you once I take it out. That turns the speedo, right? Turns the VSS, the vehicle speed sensor. And so I have to get that ring off there and press it onto my new differential that I bought. I'm gonna take this ring gear off to mount on my new differential just because it matches. It's been with this set its whole life. It's a matched pair. I might as well keep them together. They are identical. They're the same ratio, so it doesn't really matter. But I'm gonna use this one just because it's matched to this set. That way I can keep this set intact. And yeah, so I think first I'm gonna bust off this ring gear and then we'll pull out this diff and try to press off this VSS ring gear with the hydraulic press that I brought. It's coming off. I gotta Loctite these. There she is. Wow, that was easy. Maybe I should have tried to do this all. All right, there's our Speedo ring gear. Now we can press that on to our new differential. My new purchase arrived. I give to you a Chinese, it looks like an M-Factory knockoff, but it is a full helical LSD. You can actually see it through the front there. Just a plain old helical LSD. Is it as good as like an M-Factory or something like that? Obviously not. But I'm also not trying to push like 1,000 horsepower through it. It's only got to hold about 500. And we're going to see if it does. If it doesn't, no big whoop. It costs less than the third of the price of an M-Factory. I did get new bearings for it, of course. Also China's finest. Because this thing is going to be built for a good time, not a long time. We just want to get a few good passes out of it and see if this is the gear set we want to go with our dog box. So we're going to get this puppy all stacked together. Unfortunately, my press doesn't really get big enough to fit this differential up in there. So what I'm going to have to do is stick it up in there with one of the bearings and the flat piece here. And I'm going to have to push it down until it's sunk to like right here. And then for the rest of the way, I will have to put the socket on it. But I don't have enough room for the socket until I get it pressed down on there just a little ways. If you can see here, it's got to go right down to where it's flush with the inside piece there. So I'm just going to make it match this height exactly. That way we can swap everything over. It'll fit perfectly and we'll be good to go. So we're going to try this again. This time I did get what appears to be the correct limited slip differential. You can see all the way through it. It is a helical LSD. I did measure the flange. I tested to make sure the ring gear actually fit up on this one. Everything is right about this one, it appears. So we can go ahead and start to assemble it. Pop the speed ring and all on there. It did actually come with bearings. It was $75 less than the last one that I tried that was for a B series, I'm pretty sure. and it did not come with bearings. This one was $75 less and came with bearings, and I did look these bearings up and they are rated the same as these bearings. The only real difference is that this is an open bearing and this one is not. I don't know if that would really matter in this application considering it runs in oil, so it shouldn't really matter. So I think I might even go with these bearings, but if not, I have my new bearings that I purchased. The unmarked bearings, they are sealed and they feel pretty heavy duty as well. So we'll either go with one of these two sets of bearings, get this speed ring popped on there, and then we can go ahead and start to assemble our Frankenstein transmission. Got my vehicle speed sensor, ring gear, both bearings pressed on to each side. I went ahead and went with the closed face ones just so we can stick with the same thing we already got. All I gotta do now is attach our ring gear and we'll be good to start putting this puppy back together. So we're just gonna line that thing up. Wrong set, wrong. There we go, that's the right set. We're just gonna line it up and bolt it on down. These are supposed to be torqued to 89 foot-pounds. However, I didn't have a good way to hold it, so I just ran them on down with the impact. I think I got it clean enough. Now we can mate this diff back with its housing and finally get this puppy put back together. There we go. That sound is that ring gear. It's not the smoothest, but it'll get better. Look at that. I think that's gonna work. $11 foot-pounds on the reverse idler here. Once we get everything good and cleaned up, we can lay down a bead of good old ultra gray RTV. Would probably recommend that you use Honda Bond, but I didn't have any with me, so this is gonna have to work. But get that laid down and I can go ahead and pop that case back on there. You do have to hold the snap ring open when you slide it down that last little bit, but it wasn't too bad. Get some bolts in it to help sink it down the rest of the way, and we can go ahead and start tightening this thing up. Each one of the case bolts gets torqued down to 20 foot-pounds. If you're wondering why all this is time-lapsed, it's because my microphone died, so there is no audio for any of this, and that's why I'm doing this voiceover. Now we can go ahead and throw a bolt in and torque down the reverse idler. You do have to make sure this is facing the right way before you put the case on, or else obviously you won't be able to put the bolt in it. Go ahead, clean off silicone up, and get our shift selector dropped in there. Got to make sure all the forks are in the right position, and it should just fall right in like so. Go ahead and drop in all three of our detent balls and springs and torque all that down. Very important because that's what actually holds the car in gear. Go ahead and check, make sure everything feels good, and then we can silicone up the end plug and tighten it down. There's a little bit of controversy on whether or not to do this online, but I just wanted to make sure it didn't leak, so I did go ahead and silicone it again like it was before. Go ahead and get that torqued down so everything will be good and sealed up. And then I can go ahead and run through and just check and make sure all the gears work. Make sure you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. All forward gears and reverse, and of course make sure that neutral is in fact neutral. And then once you've done all that, good to go. We now have a Frankenstein RSX Type S transmission with an Accord gear stack and a Chinese LSD that may or may not be the right one for this transmission and may or may not work. We will soon see. Make sure and tune in the next video where we're stuffing this trans in the old scratch and dent MR2 K-swap Spider with a $600 Amazon triple disc. So we're going to try out an Amazon triple disc as well. So make sure and tune back in for that. And yeah, appreciate y'all all for watching. We'll see you again real soon.